Today on the channel, we say Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto, with Roboto and Evil-Lyn from the Masters Universe Revelations.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters of the Universe unboxing and review. And today, for the Masters of the Universe Revelations, we've got Evil-Lyn and we've got Roboto. But for all your He-Man needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description below. And today, we go back to the Masterverse line, a line that's been going kind of all over the place. As we do see New Eternia, we see Revelations, we see some nods to the past. It's really an all-encompassing, scaled series out here. Much, much different than the Origins line as we're seeing. And it does have mixed results, as we do see some figures do sell fairly well, but if you go to any of your local Target stores, we do see a lot of these guys on clearance, and gals from time to time. But it is a figure line that I am really enjoying. It almost feels like the classics. Maybe it's not quite as classic as the classics, but it is a cool modern-day line at retail. And if you're a He-Man and the Masters Universe fan, you got to enjoy it. You got to support the property, because if you don't, guess what? It goes away. It goes dormant like it did for many, many years. But we're, of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we start with females. Usually it's females first, but we got a robot mixed in here. Is it robots over humans? I think it actually is humans over robots. I think I got to do that. I got to support the human race, of course. I think we'd all agree on that. So we're going to go ladies first. We're going to go with old Evil-Lyn, an all-time favorite there. And true story, you guys probably know if you've watched my channel for any length of time, I do have a daughter. Her name is Emma, and I wanted to call her, instead of Emma-Lyn, I wanted it to be Evil-Lyn. But for whatever reason, my wife would not sign off on that. I said, hey, what if we don't just call her Evil-Lyn? We'll call her Evil-Lyn, and then I could just call her Evil-Lyn, and she wouldn't sign off on that as well. It's just the way things go. You know, mom chooses the name. That's the way we went with it. So mom chooses the girls' names. I got to choose the boy names. Unfortunately, no boys, and maybe it's better for society because I would have came up with a crazy name. That's what I would have done. So there you go. But there's old Evil-Lyn in the package, looking evil-er than ever, I guess. Sounds good. Revelations, Evil-Lyn, Masterverse packaging, got the hieroglyphics across the top. Big window box, gray stonish background, really form-fitting. That's what we've seen in this line basically since day one. Evil-Lyn, the evil sorceress of Castle Grayskull is what it says on the side here. She had quite the story arc in this series, and I gotta be honest, a lot of people didn't like the series. I actually enjoyed it. I felt like it was better than not watching something He-Man. I'm all into the Masters Universe, but my biggest gripe was kind of the ending with her when she got all jacked up and stuff. That was the only part that really lost me. But besides that, I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm looking forward to the next season as well. There she is on the side. And there's the back. We got the blurb. You guys know I love a good blurb. And then we got the cross-sell. We're unboxing all these guys and gals on the channel, and robots too. So make sure you do subscribe to this very YouTube channel. You guys know how to do that. I can wait. There you go. Thanks for subscribing. There it is. Let's see what it says about our old friend Evil-Lyn, the evil sorceress of Castle Grayskull. Of all of Skeletor's evil warriors, there is nobody he relies on more than Evil-Lyn. She was instrumental in his quest to destroy He-Man and steal the power of Grayskull. For her service, Skeletor named her the new sorceress of Castle Grayskull. This gift, however, comes with a curse. As sorceress, Evil-Lyn is bound to the castle, making her its and Skeletor's prisoner. Oh, I'm a prisoner in her eyes is what I am. So there you go. Pulling Evil-Lyn out. Oh, off the races. See you later. There's that old castle background. I could see people flamming this out, maybe making a big setup, putting this in the bookshelves as a little background diorama. Always classes up a joint, as you guys know. See you later. Looking good there. And then we get old Evil-Lyn in the plastic prison. Looking good, looking good. Let's pop these hands out. Very small female hands, as you would imagine. And can I get this out? Oh, we're locked in. Didn't see that. We're locked in at the ankles. They don't want her going anywhere, so they locked her in at the ankles, and guess what? Also the wrist. Can I get in there? That's the hard part. Can I get in there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can. And then we even got tape on the cape. Man, what are we doing here? I'm not a big fan of tape on the cape because usually, boy, that rhymes. Tape on the cape. There it is. Not a fan of tape on the cape because it usually pulls off some of the color from the cape. So you got to be very, very careful. but I do see that. I see some purple mixed in the tape there, so I'm not a fan of that. It's not as bad as the holes through the cape like the McFarlane Superpowers, as we do know. And you got to be careful cutting this out. You don't want to cut the cape either. So a very difficult unboxing here for Evil-Lyn. This one could go south. I think back to when I was a kid, getting action figures and driving home in the car, opening them up in the back seat. Things would go south if I was opening this one in the back seat right now. But no, I'm a professional now. I've had a lot of years of experience. I can get this done. Let's get this out. And we should be ready to go. There it is. See you later. Like I said, I'm a professional. Be careful. Don't try this at home. Very interesting stuff here. So we're going to get down to that here in a second. But let's look at these extra accessories here. We do have 2 hands here, so she does have the exact opposite. So do you like a flayed out hand? Do you like 2 flayed out hands? Do you like 2 gripping hands, a mix and match? You can choose your own adventure there. No fists for Evil-Lyn. I guess she uses her powers to do the talking, not so much her fists, but we do have those. She's got black nail polish going on and kind of the black I don't know, cloth over part of her hand, so very on point for Evil-Lyn. Then we do get her little staff for, ooh, very cool. The light hits this, and you can kind of see the glow when the light hits it from my ring light. I really like the looks of that. Of course, you got the purple ball in there, nice gray kind of handle, the cradle to hold the ball. She could cast all kinds of spells. Spells you could cast with this thing. Who'd have thought? Very cool. It is very short. We've seen it in the past with the long staff. This is the short staff. So we do have that. Now we get down to Evil-Lyn, and let's break this one down. And we got some very interesting stuff going on here. Of course, this is her as a sorceress. Very interesting head sculpt here with the nice bat kind of helmet, mask. It's not necessarily a mask, a helmet, I guess we'll call it. Very similar to, of course, the sorceress with the eagle look to her going on. You get her version of what her version of the sorceress would look like. So that is nice attention to detail, making her a little bit different. I do appreciate that. She just got a nice shawl. Is it a shawl? Is it shawl weather? I think it is. The shawl, as we all know, is for a lot of people the female cape. Not for everybody, as some people double up. Like we do see with Evil-Lyn, she does have a cape and a shawl. Definitely a fashionista at the end of the day there. But it does look really good. This blue color really pops against everything else, really brings it all together. I really do like that. I really do like the purple on the bat's nose and the eyes being yellow on the bat. Looks really, really good too. You got the teeth kind of crossing around her face a little bit, and then you got a really good Evil-Lyn looking face. The blue eyes really do tie in with the shawl. Looks really, really good. I do like the looks of the head. I like the looks of the whole upper body of her here. Of course, then you do get down to the outfit she's wearing. It is a little interesting as it all painted on here. Almost reminds me of a WWE basic female figure where they paint everything on. Would have liked some sculpting or something there. Would have brought it out a little bit more, but it probably would have hurt the overall price of the figure and the budgets, things like that. I'm guessing that is the reason. You get the painted on skin tone here, and then she's kind of got some, I don't know, I guess stockings is what we'd call those, but it is all painted in there, all the way down to the boots, painted with the black. Got a nice little bluish purple there to kind of break up the colors as well. And then you do get the ankles that we're accustomed to with the females. Not always the best ankles, especially for movement-wise, but we do get some movement out of it. And I guess that starts off the articulation. We're going to go bottom up instead of up down is what we're going to do here. The ankles side to side, up and down, back and forth. Double jointed pinless knees. Man, I'm here for that all day long. Looking good. You got a thigh cut. You got those big old Evil-Lyn splits. If she needs to jump over the castle, she can. You do get, oh, I thought drop down hips for a second, but no, none of that going on. She does got a little bit of tail action going on here like the old penguin would have. Then you get waist articulation. Hula hoop at the top as well. All kinds of articulation here. She does have arm articulation. It is limited by her shawl, but you can go out and around. You got a bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows here for that as well. Then, of course, the hands are removable. Very, very good looking figure. This is actually much better in hand than it looked in the promo images and even in the package. I like the feel of this one in hand. It feels very, very sturdy, feels very good. Now we got to talk about the cape because, of course, it is cape season. It is a year-round event, as we do know going forward. But this cape is very, very nice. Luckily, not too much of a discoloration from that tape, so I'm happy to see that. A nice shine, nice sparkle to it. Very bat-like. It almost looks like a cape that Batman could use, honestly. But one thing that is really cool is you get the little cloth kind of rubber bands in here that have the stretch to them, and you can loop them in with her hand. So you can, once again, choose your own adventure. Loop them into her hand, have it as a big cape, or you can have it just fall like a traditional cape back to the back. I think I will take her hands off, loop her through here, so she'll have more of a Batman-like cape experience. But it does look really good. This is a fabulous, fabulous figure, and it does blow away my expectations. And that's always a good day at the office, as you guys know. Does she fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? And what do you know? She fits like a glove. It was like she was meant to be on here. So she does fit on the Mattel stands. Make sure you're getting the Mattel ones. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, as I always do say. But let's grab a couple of Evil-Lyns from the show. We do got two versions here, as I did pick up a second one of these because I really like this white hair head sculpt on her. I just thought it was absolutely breathtaking in action figure form. So I picked up a second one when it did go to clearance at my local Target. And that's the fun thing about this Masterverse line. A lot of stuff is a 2-in-1, and we do get that with these Evil-Lyns. But you got all forms of her right here. Like I said, I could just see it, and I hope it doesn't happen. Mattel, if you're watching, don't do it. Don't do it. But I could see them making a deluxe version of the big old hulked up Evil-Lyn. Man, I hope that doesn't happen. If that happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll buy it, of course, I will, but it'll be under protest. It'll be under a dark protest. Now we turn our attention over to the robot world. Tomo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. I think that was Styx that said that once long ago. Not a Styx guy. Sorry to disappoint you Styx fans. They don't do a whole lot for me. But Roboto, on the other hand, does a lot for me. Looks like he'd be a robot that could help me around the house, could work on the cars, work on the refrigerator, do whatever needs to be done. Put an apron on him, he can vacuum the floor. Who knows? But he's a helpful robot, as we all do know. Some might say he really did save the day in the series, of course. You got Roboto, Revelation. What are we talking about? Masterverse at the top, of course. Big window like we saw with Evil-Lyn and the Netflix logo. We also had that on Evil-Lyn. He is the heroic mechanical warrior. Roboto, heart of gold. Put him and RoboCop together. We got a buddy movie. Put Johnny 5 in there and we're off to the races. That's what would happen. Nice artwork on the side. We get the blurb on the back, of course, the big cross sell. Like I've been saying, we're unboxing all these on the channel. Beautiful artwork, as we always do get with the Masters Universe figures. Really, really looking good there. On the back, let's see what it says about our old buddy Roboto. The heroic mechanical warrior. When Man-at-Arms was banished by King Randor, Roboto joined his father in exile. His father, because he built him. Yeah, that makes sense. All was peaceful until the day Teela showed up at the doorstep on a quest to reforge the Sword of Power. I would have said, Teela, get out of here. Shut the door right in her face. Knowing he is the only being able to carry out the task, Roboto joins Teela to recover the two halves of the sword and to forge it himself. And we do get the sword here, so we can play along. We can do some of that stuff. Very, very cool. But let's get Mr. Roboto out of the old package here. Looking good. Bam. See you later up high. Oh my gosh, knocking things over. That's the way it goes sometimes. And then we get Mr. Roboto in the package here, the plastic prison. Pull him out. Uh-oh, he's locked in, much like Evil-Lyn. They're not messing around over here at Mattel. They're locking everything in, be it females, be it robots, be it really anybody. They're locking them in. They don't want things going anywhere. Pull Roboto out. Still plastic-free packaging in these as well, which I'm happy to report. I don't think there's any sign of them changing anytime soon either, as we lose everything there. See you later. Oh, twist ties going everywhere. Man, my poor vacuum. The hardest working vacuum in the business, I can tell you that much. I might need a new one fairly soon. Uh-oh, I don't like that. We'll talk about that in a second here. But let's look at these accessories first. Like a good Roboto, of course, his arms and hands are removable, so you can pop out the hands. You can put this in. A little bit of a blaster-like cannon going on here, I guess. That's what we got here. And then we do get the blaster, official blasters here. So two different hand pieces, mix and match. Choose your own robot adventure. Just like the old Origins toy or the original toy, you do get some of that. So always happy to see that. Then you do get the two halves of the sword. They do not plug together. No, they do not plug together. I thought maybe they would, but no. But they got to be forged together. He's got some more work to do here. But very cool, very kind of translucent color. See-through a little bit. Yellow and orange color. Looks really, really nice. Very cool accessory there. Then we get down to old Mr. Roboto. And what I was talking about, first thing I noticed, he's got a nice plastic kind of look here. You can see the guts inside, much like the old figure. But I got a little scuffing, and unfortunately that scuffing is on the inside of the plastic, not the outside. So I hate to see that. Really does take away from that a little bit, if you ask me. Walking through his articulation really quick, back and forth on the head, up and down. We do got that patented jaw articulation. I like that attention to detail, so I like seeing that. Arms do go all the way around. You do got a bicep cut. Double jointed pinless robot elbows. I'm here for that as well. Like I said, the forearm can be removed. It can be removed. Oh my gosh, it's extremely tight, but it will get there eventually. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it can be removed. Trust me, it can. You can see where it breaks there, but very tough. But it looks like only the right side is removable, so you can't put both of those on one and another. It's only on this right side, but it is very tough, but you can eventually get it. You pull long enough. You pull long enough, it'll come. It'll come if you try. Waist right there, articulation looks really good. He can do those big old robot splits. Does have a thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, but pretty limited in the articulation with these big old Knights of the Round Table shin guards and knee pads going on. Ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down. Anything special in the midsection? It does not look to be. So you don't turn his waist or anything and see anything pop around. It doesn't look like any of that kind of stuff. But he does got some guts inside there, some mechanical guts. Looks really, really good. Of course, Roboto got the heart of gold. He's just here to help out, especially helping out his father. But man, he looks really good. I like this Roboto. I don't know if it's as good as the iconic Robotos, but it is cool, and it is fun to get everybody from the series, and that's what they're slowly doing, it seems like, in this line. He does fit on a ringside collectible stand. Perfect right there. I do got a couple other Robotos hanging around. I do got the Masters Universe Classics Filmation version of Roboto. I think a lot of us think of that version when we think of Roboto. And then we do got the traditional Classics version of Roboto as well. So we got a little Roboto comparison in somewhat close to the scale. Of course, these are a little bit bigger than our, definitely bigger than the Origins, definitely bigger than the originals, and even definitely bigger than the Classics, as you can see. But just really cool. Just cool to get robots in different lines. I'm here for that all day long. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking these up? You picking up Roboto? You picking up Evil-Lyn? You picking and choosing? You grabbing none of them? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on these two. Two solid figures, but I actually like this Evil-Lyn more. I can't believe it, but I really do like this figure. A very, very good representation of the character. And Roboto's not bad himself, just not as cool as this one. That's my final take. But you guys let me know your take, and don't forget to like this video. You guys know how that works. Hit the old thumbs up. It always does help the channel. Subscribe to this very channel. That also helps the channel. A lot of help out of the channel here today, folks. You can also help the channel over there on old Patreon, where you can get bonus videos, Q&As, giveaways, early access to videos like this, and a whole lot more. And like I said, best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget to hit me up and follow along over there on social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Evil-Lyn and Roboto, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.